Ladies and gentlemen, the Pleb is back. In this report, the media are losing their minds over Trump's rally last night in Madison Square Garden, comparing it on television to a literal Nazi rally. Also tonight, the left are currently losing their bloody minds and trying to cancel comedian Tony Hinchcliffe over a joke he made about Puerto Rico. You won't want to miss this report. Stick around. Before we start this report, guys, if you want the real news, please smash subscribe. My channel is currently being shadow banned. People are having a hard time searching my videos and notifications are not going out, so I can use all the help I can get. So if you want to support the real news here, smash subscribe and let's start the report. Well, folks, I have been covering leftist meltdowns on this channel for almost 2 years now, and what I witnessed last night as a result of Trump's record-breaking rally at Madison Square Garden is some of the most unhinged shit I have ever seen in my life. And it all starts with MSNBC, who had a literal meltdown on television comparing this Trump rally to a Nazi rally. Look at this.
But that jamboree happening right now, you see it there on your screen, in that place is particularly chilling. Because in 1939, more than 20,000 supporters of a different fascist leader, Adolf Hitler, packed the garden for a so-called pro-America rally.
They are unhinged. They're losing it. They would not be doing this if they weren't getting crushed so hard right now. The media are losing their minds.
A rally where speakers voiced anti-Semitic rhetoric from a stage draped with Nazi banners. When a Jewish protester rushed the stage, the Associated Press reported, quote, instantly, a dozen or more stormtroopers set upon him, knocking him down and beating him as he held his head in his arms. Most of his clothing was torn from his body. Later, he was booked for disorderly conduct. Now, against that backdrop of history, Donald Trump, the man who has threatened to use the military against opponents he calls enemies from within, who has threatened to use the troops to quell what he says are lawless cities, and to use those troops to carry out mass deportations of immigrants, is once again turning Madison Square Garden into a staging ground for extremism.
Wow. Wow. I'm speechless. I'm literally speechless. The media comparing this to a 1930s Nazi rally truly shows how desperate these scumbags in the mainstream media and the left truly are. Unbelievable. But one thing is for sure from Trump's rally yesterday is there was a lot of Jews in attendance for this alleged so-called Nazi rally. Yeah, those look like Nazis, right? And this so-called Nazi rally sure had a lot of Israeli flags inside the arena. Funny how that works. Yes, folks, this so-called Nazi rally even had Jews wrapping Teflon on them and praying at Madison Square Garden. And guess what, folks? This Nazi rally at Madison Square Garden even featured a Holocaust survivor. This might be the worst Nazi rally of all time. And Trump's weird niece, who strangely looks like Chrystia Freeland, doubled down on the lie as well, where she writes, "So we're really doing this again? Eyes wide open," with a picture of the Trump rally on the left and a Nazi rally from the 30s on the right. These leftists are unhinged. And even some Jews on the left had the audacity here to call this a Nazi rally. As Aaron Rugenberg writes, this is a Nazi rally. They're Nazis. Good God, that should mean something. And like a good little weasel here, he is blocking all the comments underneath his post of Jews refuting that it was a Nazi rally. Yes, the left are doing what they do. Try to censor the truth. But the real unhinged meltdowns from the left come as a result of this clip here, where comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, a comedian who hosts roast all the time, roast the country of Puerto Rico, and the left, not understanding comedy, have a complete meltdown over it.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. No.
I mean, it's a joke, folks. There literally is a floating island of garbage in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, and he's making a joke on that. I mean, it's a joke.
A floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay. We're getting there. No.
Look, folks, as a comedian, sometimes you swing and sometimes you miss. That joke was not Tony's best. It wasn't the funniest, but the reaction and the fallout from the left, now that is truly funny. I mean, Don Lemon is melting down so hard here and so delusional that he thinks that Tony Hinchcliffe's joke is going to end the Trump campaign. Seriously? Let's watch this. Just look at his face. He's not happy.
You want to see the October surprise that just might kill Donald Trump's chances of becoming president? This one stupid racist joke. Watch.
I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
He has to pretend to be mad because the left has nothing right now. This is their Hail Mary, a joke about Puerto Rico. This is how down bad the left is. Oh my gosh.
Now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
It wasn't funny.
Yes, it was.
And it was bad.
Well, it wasn't the funniest, but you know what's funny? His reaction.
And the campaign knew it. And they released a statement almost immediately trying to distance Donald Trump from the comedian and that joke. But not before some really high-profile stars started reposting videos of Kamala Harris's support of Puerto Rico, like Bad Bunny, J-Lo.
Who the hell is Bad Bunny? Who's Bad Bunny? I'll show you who Bad Bunny is after this clip.
J-Lo and Ricky Martin.
Not Ricky Martin. We lost Ricky Martin. Trump is in danger. We don't have Ricky Martin, folks. We are in the danger zone.
J-Lo and Ricky Martin.
No way.
They have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of loyal fans.
We lost Ricky Martin.
That comedian, Kill Tony, may have just killed Donald Trump's chances of becoming president with one racist joke. You want to...
Okay, Don Lemon. I was today years old when I found out who this Bad Bunny guy is. I mean, he's completely irrelevant to me, at least. I have no idea who he is. But apparently he just endorsed Kamala. He's a Puerto Rican artist. And apparently, according to Drew Webb here, Trump is so done because of Bad Bunny. I mean, no one knows who this guy is. But as I'm finding things out, I'm going to show you something pretty interesting. Shout out to Viva Fry, who went digging through Bad Bunny's Instagram. And guess what? Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner attend the after party hosted by P. Diddy. Wow, this guy's been to the Diddy parties, just like everyone who's endorsing Kamala, right? Yup, there he is. Bad Bunny at the P. Diddy party. Are you surprised? Because I'm not. And I find it quite ironic how the left has nothing to say when their own people are doing offensive things at rallies, like George Lopez, who was at a Tim Walz rally here and accused Mexicans of always stealing.
Donald Trump said he was going to build a wall, and George Lopez said, you better build it in one day, because if you leave that material out there overnight.
If the left were not actually hypocrites, they would have called out George Lopez, and this just shows how it's all just manufactured outrage bullshit. And yesterday, during the Trump rally, AOC and Tim Walz were streaming video games, I believe, and This picture is quite weird here with Tim Walz with a bottle of Mountain Dew, which really makes me think of the "how do you do, fellow kids" meme that is so popular. And in a hilarious turn of events, as AOC and Tim Walz are trying to reach out to young men to get them to support Kamala, they decided to host this stream on NFL Sunday when men all across the country are watching football. This is how out of touch they are. But as cringe as this whole stream was, there was some golden moments here as Tim Walz and AOC completely melt down over Tony Hinchcliffe. Look at this.
These are terrifying.
Absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right.
They're mad.
Okay.
They're
We're
mad.
getting there. No,
Who is that jackwad? Who is that guy?
Actually, I think that's Tony Hinchcliffe, which is super disappointing.
Jackwad. Who uses that word? What's a jackwad?
Who is that guy?
Actually, I think that's Tony Hinchcliffe, which is super disappointing. I mean, I don't. He's a comedian. I don't
Yeah, but
follow
look, Trump,
this like
this
crew
issue
very
with Puerto
closely,
Rico
but-
again. People in Puerto Rico are citizens. They pay taxes and they serve in the military at almost a higher rate than anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it's like super upsetting. Obviously, it's super upsetting to me. My family is from Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican, and like
Here comes the fake outrage. The fake outrage begins.
I'm Puerto Rican, and like the thing that is so messed up that I wish more people understood is that the things that they do in Puerto Rico are a testing ground for the policies and the horrors that they wish to and that they do unveil in working class communities across the United States. And I need people to understand that when you have some a-hole calling Puerto Rico floating garbage, know that that's what they think about you.
Wow, what a stretch. And look at Tim's face here. Real joy going on over in the Democrat land right now. Real joy. And after that, Tony Hinchcliffe claps back at AOC and Tim Walz in the funniest manner ever, saying, "These people have no sense of humor." Wild that a vice presidential candidate would take time out of his busy schedule to analyze a joke taken out of context to make it seem racist. I love Puerto Rico and vacation there. I made fun of everyone. Watch the whole set. He did. I'm a comedian, Tim. Might be time to change your tampon. Boom. Roasted. And the funniest part about this whole fake outrage that the left is trying to manufacture is the fact that it's producing no results. Look, the morning after these so-called controversial comments by a comedian at a rally, the morning after the media tries to portray it as a Nazi rally, well, guess what? Trump just hit another all-time high on Polymarket. The propaganda from the left is clearly not working. So that's the latest here on the election. We got 8.5 days to go before Donald Trump wins in a blowout. But I want you guys to tell me in the comments down below, this Puerto Rico joke, did you find this offensive? Do you think the left are absolutely insane? Also, MSNBC calling all 20,000 people who attended Trump's rally Nazis on television. Is that the most insane thing you've ever seen the media accuse conservatives of? I want you to tell me in the comments down below. Do you think they deserve to go bankrupt for that? Do you think there'll be any repercussions? I want to hear it in the comments down below. And for the real ones who stuck around this long, you're going to get a bonus clip after this. But if you want to support me on this channel, like, share, comment, subscribe, buy a $5 membership. My name is the Pleb. Now have a good laugh at Hulk Hogan doing the Trump dance and welcoming all the Trumpomaniacs to MSG. See you at the next one.
What's right?
Well, let me tell you something, Trumpomaniacs. Welcome to the house that Hulkamania built. You know something? Usually when I'm in Madison Square Garden, I'm body slamming giant.
What a time to be alive. See you at the next one. Peace.